welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm actually going to take you along with me and show you my whole process when it comes to designing a feed post or creating a design in general. And I'm going to show you everything that I do. If you would like to hit that subscribe button, I would love it if you would follow along with my future videos. We are almost at 200 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I can't believe that. And if you guys enjoyed this video, I would love if you could give it a thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. But anyways, let's get started. So the very first thing that I like to do is to sketch. And I know a lot of people like to just go right into it and start designing, but personally, I find sketching helps so much, and I really feel like it's an essential step for me. So I just grab any notebook. I have so many different ones, and whatever's around me is what I will use. I do like having a lined or dotted or like graph book. That way I can sort of keep things a little bit straighter, but any paper will do, of course. Anyway, so I did a bunch of sketching last night. I'll just show you some of the things that I came up with. You can see here, sometimes my sketches aren't even like lined up. Like this part of I have heart eyes for you is way to the left, but that's okay because when I bring it into Procreate later on, I can always move it and fix that. So the sketch really is just like the very basic rough sketch. And yeah, so I did a couple of ideas. I want to make some Valentine's Day cards, and more than likely I'll be having a freebie where you guys can print out one of my Valentine's Day card designs and give it to somebody for Valentine's Day. But yeah, I had these two designs here, and this is something I thought maybe I could make and post on Valentine's Day. It says, "Hey, you are so loved even if nobody told you today." So I think I might post that on Valentine's Day. But yeah, here are some of my sketches. I have another idea for like gentle reminders. One of my recent posts that I did, I had a couple of other ideas similar. Maybe this for another Valentine's Day card. Yeah, these are just little previews, and like I said, my sketches are really rough, and I figured I would maybe do a separate video where I show you my sketching process. But for this, just to save a little bit of time, I am just showing you what I came up with already. It's okay to be moody once in a while. I don't know if I'll end up using that, but it came to my mind. This one, you are so spatial, like special, but with space. And that was the first page, or the first two pages. Okay, and then I have this here. We are an excellent match. That's another Valentine's Day card idea. This idea is just a bunch of flowers with words. You have what it takes. You are doing so excellent. I actually already did this in Procreate last night after I sketched it out. Life is not all sunshine and rainbows every day. I want to kind of make a post about like toxic positivity, but I don't know if that's what I'll use for it, but I did come up with that. I did a reel on choose love, if you guys saw that. Being nice is the way to go. I did this also already. And then there are some here and there that I won't even end up using, like this make good choices today one. I don't really like, but I have it. Things will get better. I don't know if I'll use that. And another one that I don't think I'll use, things will get better soon, but that is the fun of sketching, is it's not permanent. And yeah, that is all that I came up with for last night's little sketching session. I like to do that like once a week, and then I will grab from these sketches throughout the week and I will bring them into Procreate. So for today, I'm going to pick out one of these that I will do for the video here, and I'll show you what I do from there. Alrighty guys, so I picked out the design I wanted to use, and to get it into Procreate, you just tap up here on the little wrench and hit add, and then take a photo, which I already did just to save a minute of time. and I just resized it to fit nicely on my canvas. And from there, I like to swipe on that background layer and hit lock so I don't accidentally draw on it, because I've done that many times and I'm sure you have too. And then I add a layer above it, and that is where I will start putting down my text. Now at this point, I don't really have a direction that I want to go with this, so I will start playing around with different brushes and kind of just see what I like, what I don't like, and just play around. I usually don't have a full idea in mind when I start a design like this, so it is okay to play around a bit. So I'm just going to look through some of my brushes, and so I'm probably going to play around with this brush here, Marlowe. This one is in my pressure pack. The link will be down below to get any of my brush packs or any of my brushes. I'm also going to pick a color palette. I've been using this one that I also will leave a link down below for. It is free. I have a free link for you guys to download it for if you're interested, and I just break it off. That way I can just grab the colors nice and easily. And I'm just going to start going over these letters and see what I think. Again, this isn't definite. I will more than likely end up changing this around or like switching brushes. So I like to just play around for a few minutes till I get an idea of how I want it to look. For right now, I'm going to just trace over the letters as is. I know I wrote it out pretty messily, but I kind of like that, and I'm going to see what it looks like if I leave it. So I'm just playing around and seeing how that will look. And if I don't like it, I can just go back and erase. This might end up being a long post, or a long video I should say, but that's okay. But I did want to do it as a voiceover, or not as a voiceover, as like a live lettering rather than doing the voiceover after. I just feel like that takes me a really long time, first of all, which is fine, but I just feel like this might be a little bit more like, I don't know, I just feel like it's more realistic if I talk as I go rather than me go back and do it at the end. So let me know which way you prefer, or if you didn't even notice the difference maybe. So let me know what you guys think, and also comment any video ideas that you might have, and I will try to get to some of those requests as well. I use this selection tool to move around the letters a lot, and I leave it on freehand down here and draw around it like I showed, and then I grab the arrow and you can just move around whatever you selected. So that is what I'm doing there, and I'm going to put the background on again and start doing the next line. And this is really crooked, so I think I'm just gonna eyeball it and just go for it without that background on, but it's up to you. You can really do whatever you want. There are no rules. Okay, so let's see. At this point I will like decide if I want to continue with the colors I have up there, or do I maybe want to try a different color. Well, I guess I could see what it looks like, and if I don't like it, I don't have to use it. I'm gonna erase this S. I don't like how it turned out, and now it just looks a little funny, and it's like taller than the other letters, so I'm just gonna redo that until I get it how I like it. Something I do a lot is make a layer above and kind of use that layer underneath to figure out how tall to make the letter that I'm trying to get right. So something like that will work. So like that, I think that looks pretty good. I kind of want to redo this Y. I just feel like it's not the right size compared to the other letters. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And also, I actually want to change the color of the R to the color that I made the O. So I'm just gonna select around the R to isolate it and grab the color I used for the O and drag that in instead, and then get off the selection. I just like that color a little bit more for this design, and for the other colors that are around it, I think that one looks a little bit better. And I just want to move this all to the left, but as you can see, I'm on two different layers here, or some of the S and the O's are on one layer and then the rest is on a separate layer. So I'm going to just pinch this together to combine it. And now I can go back and use the selection tool, grab that all and move it. Okay, so from here, I'm going to turn that background back on because I want to write out the spatial part, spatial, and yeah, I just want to get an idea of how I had it set up, but I am going to eyeball it and shut this off again. So I'm going to add a layer above this, and I'm going to use this part as a guide again. I know you could use the grid. If you go to the wrench canvas, turn the drawing guide on, you could do that. Maybe I will for this part, or sometimes, like I said, I draw on a layer above just to kind of get the size of each letter, but there are other ways to do it. So like here, I have almost 4 boxes, and I can also edit this drawing guide if I want to change the size and make it a little smaller, which is what I'm going to do. What did I just do? Somehow I changed the color of it. Okay, don't know how I did that. Anyway, okay, so now I could kind of count better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like about 7 boxes is how tall each letter is, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, like about 1, 2, 3, like 4.5 wide. But like I said, nothing is really too consistent here, so I'm not going to go crazy with that part. Yeah, so let's get started with the next part of this. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna write it over top of this just for the first letter. That way I'm not counting here and like getting super confused on how many boxes that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Okay, I'm shutting off this drawing guide because it is making me crazy. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't like I don't like drawing with the grid on. It's just hard for me to see what I'm doing, and I know I could change like the opacity of it, but I just don't like it. And I very rarely actually use it, but I am trying to get better with it. Now, something looks really crooked, and I think it's something in the UR part, or maybe in so. So I'm going to turn the drawing guide on one more time and just kind of see what's going on in terms of that. I still don't really love this S, and again, I'm on the wrong layer, so I'm gonna redo that S again too. Wait a minute, that is way shorter than all the other letters. I think I'm going to redo this whole section one more time. So I will fast forward this part since I kind of already did it, but okay, I think that looks way better. Let me shut off that drawing guide, and from here I want to space out these letters because there are some spacing issues here. The I and the A are a little bit too close at the bottom, so I'm going to move this to the right. And again, we have spacing issues between the C and the little dash, so I'm going to move that all to the right a little bit more. The C and the E are way too close compared to the CIAL, so again, I'm going to move and allow a little bit more space between the C and the E, which means again I have to do that between the C and the A, and so on and so forth. You want to try to be consistent about the spacing between each letter in your design, or between the letters in your design. So if you have two that are spaced out further, you want to compensate with the other letters so everything looks evenly spaced, if that makes sense. So that looks so much better. And I'm gonna now move that whole layer to the right after I move the L and the A apart a tiny bit more, just a little. Okay, now I'm gonna grab that whole layer and move it to center it a bit more, but I am noticing a bit of a problem with the colors. I don't want this green and this green touching like that, so I'm gonna just swap some of these and like move them so that nothing is touching. And to do that, I'm going to turn alpha lock on, tap your layer and hit alpha lock to do that. I will be doing a full video on how I recolor my designs, so I will be showing this in that video more in detail, and I'll show some other methods as well when I get around to filming that. But for right now, that is basically what I'm doing. Okay, that looks a lot better, and now the O and the A aren't the same color, or sorry, the O and the C are not, and the O and the A over here are not the same. So that looks a lot better, and I kind of want to fix UR now. This video is probably going to end up being pretty long, but I do want to do like a full slowed down video explaining my whole process. That way, if you had any questions about what I'm doing, it's at normal speed, because sometimes speeding it up, it makes the video shorter, obviously, but then you don't get the full explanation. So a bit of a longer one for this, and I'm probably not going to be cutting it down very much, or like at all. Like I'll make little edits here and there, but for the most part I will be leaving it as is. So okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn that grid back on the drawing guide, because I am trying, like I said, to use it more, and I'm going to try to follow that. And I do want to mark out where 7 boxes are. That way I know how tall to make this. I know, very, very professionally done, right? That squiggly line I just made. Okay, let me get back to my Marlowe brush. Again, I'm leaving the link to all my brushes down in the description, and I'll also maybe pin it in the comments here but if you are interested in this brush, it has a really nice texture. So I'm leaving that down below. Anyway, okay, what am I writing? Oh yeah, sometimes I forget what I'm writing, like while I'm in the middle of a design, and I'm like just so into the lettering part that I don't even think about what I'm actually writing out. And I am going to redo, or not redo, change the colors over here again. So I'm just gonna pinch this together, get it all on one layer, and I want to redo, or not redo, change the color of the U here. And then up here, I'm going to change this to the red and this to the pink. Also, I hope you guys can't hear my dog barking. She's going crazy right this second, so I apologize if you can hear her, but hopefully not. She's about to get her dinner, so she's very excited. Okay. All right, I'm happy with the lettering now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this back on and get an idea of what I wanted to do for this part. So I'm gonna add a layer. I had an idea of making this area here like a dark, cloudy, not like a cloud, but like an sort of like an opening in this space here. Almost like a little window of some sort. Not a window, but like, oh, you know what? I'm on the wrong brush. Get back to that Marlowe. Kind of just like a blob, like that. I'm gonna make the brush bigger, so I want this texture in here. But yeah, I like to color it rather than color drop it. If I color drop it, you're gonna see now it's just like solid, and I like the texture, so that is why I color it by hand. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna move it over, kind of like that. I don't know for sure if this is how I'm gonna leave it. If I do this, I would probably end up putting like a color for the background, maybe like that. And anyway, I'm gonna put a layer above this, and right now I'm just gonna shut that off. I just want to see what I have here. So I'm gonna shut off the black layer so I could see what I'm doing. And on this layer above the black layer, I'm gonna draw in Saturn and the stars and the hearts and everything that I had here. I'm actually kind of thinking I might extend the black area instead of having it like right in the center. Maybe I'll have it come off to the sides more as well. So like, actually ends up lining up way better than I thought it was gonna. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this and shut that off just in case I end up liking it. I'm gonna pinch these 2 layers together and grab the arrow and go to freeform, and I'm just gonna go like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. And now I'm going to, like I said, shut that off so I can see what I'm doing and go on a layer above it. And I'm going to do Saturn and everything like I was saying before. I don't even know, does Saturn have a specific color? I don't think so. I'm going to do green. Green, and then I'm going to do orange for its rings. Well, I'm only doing one ring. Erasing away that overlap. You could also do a mask if you want. I'm just going to do it quickly with the eraser rather than the mask, but you could do it either way. I don't really know what I want to do out here. So I'm going to play around with a couple ideas, and I guess I'll fast forward through that until I figure out where I'm going with this. Okay, yeah, I think I like it with 2. You can't really see the background color, but let's kind of see what it would look like with something a little bit more out there. Okay, that will not work. Yeah, I liked it with the light purple. I could make it a little bit of a brighter purple, or like a slightly darker purple. I think that looks really cool. Oops, and I accidentally drew a star over here, so I'm gonna see what layer this is on so I can erase it. I will do I have a reel on this, but I can also put this in a YouTube video. Same layer 5. Oh, I did draw it on the background. Okay. Okay, so that is solved. And last thing I'm gonna do is put my name stamp. I have a reel on how to do this. I'm gonna use black, I think. Well, not black, because this color here isn't actually black. It's close to it. And shrink this down. Maybe it doesn't look right at the center because this line is right under here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, instead of having it black, I'm going to make it a slightly darker color than the background so it's not super distracting, but it is still there. So, okay, Okay, I really love how this turned out. I think we need one more something right here. Maybe a star, a yellow star. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, I think that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked me doing it more at a slowed down pace rather than me like voiceovering and whatnot. So I know this is really long, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit subscribe if you want to see my future videos. I have a couple ideas planned. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'll see you guys over on my Instagram. Bye.